DistroKid has been the industry standard for getting your newly created music out to the streaming platforms, and now the DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. Yeah, check that out. The app is now available on your phone. Go to the app or Play Store and download it. There's so many features inside this app. You can do things like sign up and pay for a new DistroKid account. You can upload your new releases there. You can see your DistroKid bank and withdraw your earnings. You even get notified when you've earned royalties and withdraw from the app via push notifications. You can see hyperfollow links. You can edit your account details. You can see your streaming stats from Spotify and Apple. You can even edit and add lyrics to your songs there. So like I said, go over to the App Store on iOS or Android and download the DistroKid app now. Also, they have this new feature called Mixia. I know a lot of artists struggle to be prolific and make their music sound as good as the music they hear from their influences and their peers. That's where Mixia comes in. Nothing's ever going to replace the artistry and expertise of a real human mastering engineer. But for artists who are short on time or resources, Mixia is a powerful tool to help make the music sound great in a hurry. Simple interface, empowering the most novice of music creators. It's got unlimited song previews of mastered songs with one free download, and for $99 you get unlimited mastered tracks. So go check out Mixia and make sure to go to the App Store and download the DistroKid app so that you can get your music out there and get it heard. You're doing your thing and they're helping you do it. DistroKid.
Why can't every day be like this? No simple road. Yeah, no, I've been on that road too.
We could do whatever we want.
Record.
We can, well, not whatever. I can't like fly.
I'd love to do an entire hour about Jasper's career.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody would love that. Hey now, No Simple Road family, it's Aaron.
It's Mel.
And it's Apple.
And we're here.
We're going to do an hour of silent disco. Just close your eyes. Imagine us dancing.
It's not good. You got to wait.
Silent disco.
Yeah.
Just like quietly listen to music and nobody else will hear it.
And we'll just dance. And they picture us dancing.
Awesome.
I'm going to start off today's episode with a call from the Tepid line.
What?
That will give us a topic to begin our discussion today. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Hey guys, it's Adam from St. Louis.
What's up, Adam?
From my year in California and back home in St. Louis. It's been a long time since I've talked to you guys, probably almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've called in. And anyways, been working in the cannabis industry again, so I've been listening to your guys' podcast for something like 4 to 8 hours a day.
Oh my God, dude.
Back to catching up on every single episode, and it won't take me long. So
Dang,
I listen
Adam.
to all of them. But I'm also currently listening to the recent episodes, so I don't, miss out on anything like saying hi to you guys at Peach Fest again. If you remember
I do.
that
We do.
story I told you guys.
I do.
But I was glad to hear that Aaron said he's been able to partake in the old cannabis.
Yeah.
Again.
Me too, Adam.
I guess smoking some hash bowls and things like that. And it made me think, so I've listened to all the episodes. I remember Aaron saying with a particular sacrament, one that's often found on paper.
Yep.
If I'm right, there was a big period of time where there was a hiatus on ever participating in that sacrament.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seemed after some local festivals up there in Oregon, like maybe Mojo Family Fest or the one that was at
Rhythms Ground.
I forget.
Rhythms
That
Ground.
really nice venue that's no longer there.
I know.
Northwest String Summit.
Yeah. Northwest
Sounds
String
like,
Summit.
That's where we took it. Yeah.
He began partaking in said sacrament again.
Oh.
So I was kind of curious as to, if it's not too personal, what led to the giant hiatus? And then I guess what finally convinced you to try it again? Yeah, so that's my question. And I hope you guys are doing great.
Oh, love you too, man.
See ya.
Dope.
We're
dope
doing
call.
great now that we hear from a awesome old friend.
Yeah, and we're
Heck
very.
yeah.
I am very excited too, Adam, to have Aaron back as a smoking buddy. And he went from 0 to 100 in like a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
I think Adam's talking about acid too.
He is, but
Okay.
I'm talking about the cannabis.
Yeah.
When he
Right,
talked about you smoking hash, like that surprised me.
That's 100. Yeah.
You're like dabbling in the bowls, and next thing I know, you're like, damn, that's
Actually,
good.
100 would be edibles.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, or
broached that
straight up like
subject yet.
hash rosin out of the.
Cannabis is such a great tool in your medicine bag
Mhm.
to be able to utilize for a myriad of different reasons. Like sometimes if you are drinking and it's affecting your health, one little toke or one little gummy is not going to negatively affect your health the way that could. If you're don't have an appetite for whatever reason, maybe taking medications, chemo, things like that.
If you have shitty sleep,
If you're like, I use it a lot for body aches.
or if you're stressed out,
It's great for
It like
inflammation.
completely relaxes me. And for so long I was so against it I would use it. And then I was like, give myself a hard time about it.
Are you getting
fucking
stoned?
funny.
I'm double-minded about some stuff because I'm in my head a lot,
well,
you know?
and it's also prior programming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that programming, but the longer my relationship with cannabis exists, the more understanding of how it works for me. I get that, and it like makes me more comfortable and at peace with doing
the medical
it,
benefits are amazing. Like you mentioned, I can attest to that. I don't crave a drink often anymore, but when I was like
But
quitting,
when I do,
when I was like quitting, when I'd get that urge, just hit the bowl once or twice, and that
Good to
urge is
go.
gone. It's like, oh wait, this feels much more relaxed, and
Yeah, 'cause
calm,
I-
and controllable.
I know a lot of people that like to have some glass of wine at the end of the night or a beer or whatever, but it's waking up like kind of not hungover. You don't have to get drunk every night, but it does take something from you every time you wake up when you've had alcohol. Even sometimes when we like have people over and I'll have like a drink, you wake up a little bit more crusty than you normally would.
I did it
you can do that with weed too, though.
Of course.
Oh yeah, you can
Of
overdo it and
course.
have a stone
Stone
over.
over.
I'm
Big time.
talking about using it to help you through stuff like that,
Yeah.
not abusing it, because we can all know that
And
we've
you
all
do
done
feel
both
alcohol.
ways.
When I was in Vegas, I did it, and it surprised me. My dad had an evening
Yeah,
when
of
I said,
course.
have a glass of wine with me, which would turn into 2 each, and then he had 3. I quit at 2 because I'm a cheap,
You're a lightweight.
I'm a cheap date now. Yeah, I was like loopy off of like 2
Heck yeah.
glasses of wine. I was like, no,
But you
I'm good.
self-restrained.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good because I'm already gonna feel this tomorrow.
Well, I want to
Address it.
I want to answer Adam's question. So, you were right. Yeah. I hadn't taken acid in 25 years. What the reason for me not doing it for so long was overuse. I fucking lit myself up several times, accidentally and on purpose. Like really intense trips that I didn't know if I was coming back. I spilled a vial in my mouth one time. There was maybe like 30 hits at the bottom of a vial, and we took the stopper out. There was like a Visine bottle or food coloring
bottle. Yeah,
and there wasn't enough liquid left in there to like get to the top of the stopper to drip out. So we pulled the stopper, and I was letting it sit on my tongue. And Apple said something to me, and I turned my head. When I turned my head, the vial went bloop in my mouth. I was like, fuck. I just drank 2 or 3 puddles.
I did it on purpose.
And then Apple was like,
Oh,
I'm going with you, man. Drink the rest, put water in, drink the rest. But I didn't know if I was coming back from that one. And then I had another one when I was on tour, with the beginning of going on tour, that like I couldn't speak. And I was locked in my head, and just gnarly fucking acid trips. And then once that happened, when I would try and take it after that, it would happen every time. And it just wasn't worth it. It was like the most terrifying trips ever. And it wasn't like I was like doing shadow work or ego death. It was just like, welcome to a fucking nightmare for 12 and a half hours that you don't know if you're ever going to be able to speak again afterward. So yeah, I stopped doing it for a really long time. And concurrent to that, when that happened, the same thing happened with cannabis to me. When I would smoke weed after those acid trips, it would put me in the same state of like complete anxiety, freak out. And then, 25 years goes by. The first time I tried it again was after COVID at our, we went to Red Rocks with Nathaniel and us and Nathaniel's wife to see Circles Around the Sun, Green Sky Bluegrass. And
The first,
that was the first time.
No, the first time is what he was talking about.
You're right.
At Northwest String Summit.
You're right.
I remember because it was Saturday, and all of a sudden, that was the first time. And then there was a break again.
Yeah,
until we felt
it's
comfortable.
scary, man. Like,
because I'd taken a break. I don't remember how long, but I was so excited because we had
That was the best Saturday night we ever had.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and Aaron, you took acid for the first time in 25 years. You were like, I feel like all of us was like, I feel like I'm back in high school.
Yep.
We were running around, and
that was one of my favorite days.
I don't remember the last time he drank, and he's like, I really want a nice, tasty cider. And you had a couple ciders that, like all the high school we did the acid. Yeah. You had some drinks.
I think I smoked weed that night.
We were smoking weed, and it was all that was setting.
You're right.
Everything hit perfect.
You're right, Apple. That was like that night. And the feels that came out of that night, like that ripple really went into No Simple Road after that.
Yeah.
Like that energy, that like liberation and that freedom and like all of us feeling connected. And then like in that musical space, we got really into bluegrass after that, all of us.
Yeah.
And like the show just kind of amped up all the way up after that trip.
And okay, so the second time actually was at Red Rocks with Nathaniel and everybody, and that was like me feeling really comfortable with the people that I was with and being at Red Rocks for the first time, and being at
the first show coming out of COVID.
Yeah, one of the first shows out of COVID. Like, and but I haven't done it since. You know why? Is because it's a gamble for me. I know my mind.
Don't want to push it.
And there's a thing that lives inside my head that it's a gamble for me. And cannabis was the same thing. And I realized at Hampton this last month what actually took the whatever from me with cannabis, what did it. And it was like, in the middle of one of the jams, let me back up. Whenever we would like party and take Molly, I was able to smoke weed like the next day and I would be fine. And it was like a treat for me. Like, oh my God, I'm fine. And there was a certain way that my head felt where I knew it was okay. I knew nothing was going to happen because whatever that thing is that
your
is
brain,
in there,
body, everything gave you permission.
Yeah, and it was cool, and I could do it. And recently, within the past couple of months, I, by myself, like without you guys, we had partied one night. I had smoked weed the next morning. It was a couple days later, and I didn't feel that thing in there. And I was like, I wonder if I could go out there and smoke some weed. And so I gave it a shot, and I was okay. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I kept doing it a little bit. And then I told you guys about it, and I could do it again. I was like, what the fuck? Where did it go? And we had spent a really awesome night out at Rhythms Ground, and Ryan and I had like played music out there. It was one of the first times that I've ever played music in front of other people. And like, I felt like doing that had something to do with me being able to smoke weed again. And when I was at Hampton, in the middle of like second set on the third night, I figured out what happened. Like I got a download of what went down, and say what you will about like ketamine and whatever. I really do believe it was ketamine that healed whatever was going on, like neurologically and emotionally with me in regards to cannabis.
Reconnected.
Yeah. I was in the middle of the jam dancing, and the dude in front of me handed me a joint, and I hit it like 2 or 3 times. And I started to get that feeling of like, oh fuck, it started like turning on me. And all of a sudden, like, I could see, like, with my eyes closed, I could see the anxiety as like a Lego in my head, like a block, and me feeling normal above it as a different block in a different color. And the space that anxiety was occupying, like that Lego, moved out of the way. And then like the other one came in and clicked into place.
Where it was supposed
and
to be.
the one with the anxiety popped and disappeared. And I opened up my eyes, and that was fucking gone. Like that anxiety, I was like, oh shit, I am never going to feel like that again. It's fucking gone for good.
Hell yeah.
And I really do believe it was ketamine.
So listen to this. Neuroplasticity. Research suggests that ketamine helps regrow neural connections in the brain that may have been weakened by depression, increasing its ability to change and adapt. It can help mental health conditions, including anxiety disorders, which that was post-traumatic stress disorder,
which is also what that was.
More research is needed to determine the safety and effectiveness of off-label uses, but these are certain things that have been antidepressant effects and help with depression. In addition to those other 2 things that I said,
yeah, it was one of the most like those downloads when they come when I'm in that space, especially at shows, because like there's so much sound and light and motion and everything going on around me. A lot of times I'll get those downloads and I don't hang on to them. I just like, I let it get inside, and that's it. And I can't remember afterwards what it was, which is fine with me because I know it's still in there. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't have to like look at it to know it's there. But this one in particular, as it was happening, like after that one Lego moved out of the way and the other one came down and took its place, I was thinking to myself, I need to remember this. I want to see this when I come back. Like I want to understand this later.
You actually got to see the fix.
Yep. And after I opened my eyes and like realized I was fine, and I like tried to recall, and I was like, yes, I have it. It's in there. So yeah. That's I attribute my healing my relationship with cannabis in my brain. And
now
super
Adam,
grateful, man.
Now Adam, he smokes all the weed. It's hard to keep weed around here.
Don't even. I take a couple hits at night.
I love it now because for years I've been in the cannabis industry. I'm always bringing stuff home for everybody else in the house.
Yeah, it's
like here, Mel. This is a special one for you. Here, Ryder. Here, me. Like, and for friends and everything. And I always felt kind of bad, like around Aaron, like here, Mel. Here's for you. Don't don't
show anybody.
Don't let Aaron know. But it was like, man, and now I love bringing stuff home. The other day you said that, I was like, I got that Frosted Flakes. I was like, this is strange. Ooh, Mel's like, oh, Aaron gets his own now too. I was like, yeah,
dude. I've said this a million times. It was like living with Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory, and you're diabetic
sweets.
And allergic to sugar.
Yeah,
like, it sucked.
Yeah,
it was awful.
And now it's just
and also like
it's a good frequency now.
I'm approaching it in a completely different way than I did in the past. Like I had a conversation with it one morning out there. Like, I am super grateful to you. I am glad that we can hang out together again. Like,
showed respect.
Thank you so much.
You kissed the ring.
Yeah, man. Like, I hope we stay cool. Like, you know, and
it's really helped your personality and your level of tension and uptightness that you maintain at all the time.
Baseline anxiety level.
It's like one reason why I would always want my mom to smoke cannabis like before she started to partake, it's the main reason why I would be like, Mom, you need to smoke. And she's like, I'll never do that. That's not like,
now she's like,
it's not my
chiefing
style,
shit all the time.
whatever. But like literally that holding on to pessimism or stress or tension.
It's anxiety.
What all of the things wrapped in. It's like holding on to that. And then it's just like seeing each finger just loosen up and loosen that grip. And it's great.
You and I have been laughing so much more.
It's so great to have you not tense.
It's been awesome. And as far as LSD is concerned, I still feel that block in my head when concerning that. It feels like, when you do reflexology for like sugar and they push your arm down, you know what I'm talking about? I still have that like resistance thing in there. And I'm not saying that it can't go away. Maybe it will, but as of right now, I can feel that thing.
It's not a gamble you're willing to take.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm not willing to roll the dice on that because it fucking sucks.
And it's unnecessary.
And it's like, if I'm doing that, I'm doing it to like get somewhere and something out of it, and to have that happen, it just ruins everything for 12 hours and days and days and days afterwards. It's a fight to come back to yourself. It fucking sucks.
And that's the one it definitely comes down to, like, I think we're all in that boat with it. It's like, not saying I'll never do it again, but it's one that comes up. It may come up again in the perfect setting, right people, everything.
Yeah, man.
Because that's a heavy one. Like I don't see myself doing it at shows anymore or anything after my trip at Oregon Country Fair. I've dabbled like half hits, and everybody now has the little spray things that's like a tenth of a hit, so you can microdose easy.
Just a little
I've done that several times, but have not taken a hit or more.
So what do you think about like microdosing it?
I'm down.
You would do that?
Oh, totally.
Because,
if it's sub-perceptible.
They, so many people, from people to Silicon Valley to spiritual to, the mom next door, now with like the research showing that it helps with like brain function and creativity and all these different kinds of things. You're exposing yourself at a tenth of a fraction of a hit.
Totally.
Like that could help put it into your system in a way that makes you.
It's like a peanut allergy.
Yes, exactly.
You're not kicking the doors
but
of
not necessarily
open.
To have to be able to do it at the end, but to introduce it in a way where you don't have a block about any of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
You're just peeking in the doors of perception. You're not kicking it open. It's like,
and
then turning the knob a little bit.
And looky-loo.
Every other day, one spray or whatever to kind of like get that peanut allergy going.
So that leads us to how many milligrams do we put in your coffee this morning? No,
Jesus Christ.
I spilled the bottle, dude.
Oh, God. No.
It's good to get over some stuff like that in your life.
Healing is
my favorite topic.
I'll tell you what, man, like when it happens to you, physically is one thing. Like we've all cut ourselves and had it healed or like whatever. But a mental healing there's a feeling attached to the aftermath of it that is like taking the best shit you ever took in your life and like being on the front of the Titanic, like in the movie where he's flying like, woo, like
top of the world.
Yeah. And all of that skydiving and
relief, excitement,
orgasm. Yeah. Like all of it at once.
Pleasure.
You sneezed and coughed and all at one time. Like that's how it felt. Yeah. Totally felt like that afterwards, man. I remember the next morning waking up and being like
light.
Oh,
a weight.
Yeah.
Off.
And the healing had happened prior to that, but it was the figuring
knowing.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Figuring out that it was done And,
well, didn't we talk about that? Like, you've got a cut, but if you don't look, it's not so bad. But the second you look at that cut
it's like, oh,
and
shit.
see a tiny bit of blood, now it's throbbing and it feels like you have to go to the hospital. And
I'm dying. Yeah. And there's nothing like that. And it's one of the first times that I can remember in recent memory anyway of that feeling for myself of like, that's fixed now. I'm good.
And if it gets unfixed, I know how to fix it. Well, and if it starts happening, you know how it was fixed. And also I'm not being a dumbass. Like, I'm not out there taking 16 bong hits and doing dabs and smoking rosin. I'm approaching it with respect and like using it for myself as a medicine instead of like whatever else. And you have to maintain a good relationship.
The difference is abuse and responsible use. There is an in between. You can have fun,
but what's right for me may not be what's right for everybody else. Like if you
don't know my tolerance,
if you're
bro.
ripping bong loads, doing fucking dabs and all, go have at it, man. No judgment from me. Far be it from me to say shit about what anybody else does. I'm just talking about my own trip. Like, I'm being careful because of what happened and being grateful because of what happened.
Yeah, because you weren't in the past and you weren't grateful or you weren't careful. So now it's the responsibility of like, I didn't get to do it for years, but now I can do it. And so I'm going to be intentional and mindful of what I do so that I don't ruin our relationship again.
Even when like I had my medical card when we lived in Vegas and I would smoke. It was happening then. I just had to like, it was a gamble every time. I remember one time smoking with you at our house and you had to take Sid and her friends out driving, going somewhere.
I kind of
and I fucking was losing my shit. I was in the fetal position on our bed with the pillows on my head. And you're like, time to go. And I was like, nope. No,
me no go in public.
Aaron, no leave now.
Everyone looking at me.
And fuck that. Like, I don't have time for that in my life. Like we're too busy. We have too many people coming and going and doing like, oh, Aaron's can't do the show today. He's having an existential crisis in the corner. Like, nobody fucking wants that shit.
What did he do? Oh, I hit the bowl.
Yeah. He took one hit of Blue Dream and now look at it.
Well, and it is very important. We've had a friend of ours recently bring it up, and I hear it all the time in the cannabis industry that you have to respect like any relationship, a marriage, a band, you have to respect the relationship. Especially with that plant, very feminine plant.
Yep.
I think it's a good thing that happened to you.
I do too.
Yeah, you have
I'm a
all gas,
yeah,
no brakes.
Totally salvaje when it comes to that
it's
shit.
Not. It wasn't good. And the thing is that like for anything, for a poppy, for like it's
not
a flower
poppies either.
I'm just saying a plant or a plant or an herb or a fruit for that matter. Just because you're able to have it doesn't mean you can like do what you did. And eventually at some point it will talk back to you. That the cocoa or the
acid.
Basil,
that's what happened to me at Country Fair. I took way too much too fast.
I told you.
It was like, oh, I'm good. I could do that. And then I don't know how much it was because it was liquid.
It was a lot.
Dude, but how about like garlic?
3 to 5 hits or more. You can't go from
of some Owsley shit. Too.
Yeah. You can't go from just one at a show to all of a sudden boom.
No, white lightning, dude. You're done.
Woke me up.
Yeah.
And it slapped me around.
Here's the other thing too. Like, there's this. I wish I could give him props right now. I don't know what the name of the account is. But there's this like hippie dude on Instagram that's all about cannabis relationship. Is his whole deal. And he always does these like reels about how the spirit of cannabis is being bred out by the industry and how this plant was never meant to be grown indoors under lights with nutrients and forcing to be big fat buds and all, right? And he's like, cannabis was supposed to be grown in the sun, in soil, with water. Like that's the plant.
Well, all plants for that
Right.
matter.
And look, again, whatever you want to do, no judgment. I'm just speaking.
You're
right?
telling
the story. But now, just the other day, I was like thinking about what he was saying. I was like, you know what? Now that I have my relationship repaired with the plant, I want to fucking grow some pot.
Is that what you asked?
For us.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a garden out front. I know how to do it. I want to grow us some weed that would be like our energy in it on our land from our garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Done in the sun where we live, with the rain where we live, like for us. And yeah, I want to.
Well, and the plant knows. I've seen it too, because I agree with that to an extent. But if done indoors and done with the right intentions and the right music, like the right cook in the kitchen, you could come out with marvelous stuff.
Yeah, you're taking the plant to the gym.
But the grows that are doing huge, you can tell. You could tell when it's.
I was involved.
You can tell
in
when
it.
it's done for money, and you can tell. I mean, everybody needs to make money at the end of the day, but you tell when it's done
when that's the only
just for
motivator.
profit.
Yeah,
and you can also tell when somebody is taking their time and doing special small batch, and there is nothing like outdoor when you get that's why I love ones that do greenhouses, where they have the ability of opening the roof if they want, and or allowing some of the UV in.
What's that called?
The greenhouse. The greenhouse
it's not
grows.
light dep, right? No.
Okay. No, but you have the option of letting sun in, and up here in Oregon, it's tough. The seasons.
Yeah, we're iffy up here.
A lot of farms with outdoor stuff have lost whole entire crops because the frost or the dew or whatever comes early, or the rain.
Yeah,
and it's tough to do outdoor, but man, some of the outdoor stuff with Mother Nature and the sun kissing it.
You can't. I don't give a fuck what science you got. You can't beat Mother Nature. You just can't.
This is why, like, all that, environmental stuff, which pick up your freaking dirt, like, your trash, like, don't be rude to nature. But people are like, oh, the earth's not going anywhere. We'll go somewhere before the earth ever goes anywhere. Talk about carbon footprint, and all that stuff is real and true. But the earth is not in danger. We're in danger. Civilization,
the earth is not going to
humanity,
split in half. And
they've always
we're in danger.
We're parasites on this ball.
I don't like thinking of us like that.
I don't think so. We're parasites, but some of us absolutely are. Some of our lifestyle. Let me say this:
and parasites
our lifestyle
aren't always a bad thing,
right?
Yeah. Well, all of us have parasites inside our, micro.
Some parasites are necessary,
biome.
Right?
Yeah, we need that. But my point is like you were talking about, like, things should be not grown with lights and stuff like that. We're in a modern age,
sure,
and things have moved right along, and we're talking about GMO foods and factory produced foods at this point. So we're clearly still connected to the earth and growing, but we're in such a huge, we're such a different place.
Totally.
Also,
and I mean, the mindset of our culture is bigger, faster, cheaper, right? Like, and with a medicinal plant, bigger, faster, cheaper doesn't always equate to better.
Oh no. And like, if they're doing it with other things too, like MDMA, and like, once we start trying to want to legalize things and like do all these studies, how are these things being grown, and how are these things being studied behind white walls with people in, 700 hours and, 723 to 749. And it takes I don't want to say the magic, but it's kind of the soul there. Of course it still works, of course. And things like, I'm not saying that again, I'm kind of like Aaron, I'm just talking. Things should be able to move on and grow and change, but when that happens, you get further away from the original thing.
And that's a tricky thing to balance, is like legalizing something and making it available to the masses while still maintaining the magic of, or the alchemy
Growth.
of the thing. And like,
Well, growth versus authenticity.
yeah.
The integrity.
Integrity.
It's hard, man. It
is hard. And I don't know that we're like, some people are doing it right. Some people are doing it wrong. It's like the pendulum.
And I don't
there's
think, I don't think that like
it's constantly changing.
I don't think that legalizing something and it losing its soul are mutually exclusive.
No, I don't believe that either.
It can happen
it naturally as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, I'll just do it for one of the things. Like once you get into something, and then it becomes popularized.
Ugh.
Exactly. You have that expression. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
You could have loved it so much. I had a woman yesterday, was a client, never had her before. And she came out and then she asked me, "Oh, do you do yoga or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, I used to teach and I went to, blah, 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 got X amount of hours." And she's like, "Well, where do you go?" And I had to, at that point, I got to be honest. I was like,
Boom.
I don't go to yoga classes anymore. I miss them, but I have not been able to connect with a studio or a group of teachers or group of students for that matter. And it's not because I haven't gone. I've definitely gone.
Yeah, you tried.
But, yoga is union. That's like, that's the word. And
Thanks, Crowley.
there's like, it's hard to find that out there. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, because people are still finding it and they're doing it and whatever. But like, also the more sometimes it ruins things for you. And when, yoga is about a relationship between a teacher and a student, and then it grows into a $1 billion industry with clothes and mats and, mala beads, and it just loses the originality of your breath and movement.
Yeah, but
period.
The thing is still there.
Yeah, it's still there. So I said that to her. I was like, yeah, I don't. I just practice at home. I go, I can't imagine going to a class and doing like a vinyasa class, that just means like one pose and then going into another pose and into another pose, right? People hurt themselves that way. That's hard. It's hard to like get into a pose and stay there and breathe for a while and feel all the feels you're supposed to feel in that pose while jumping to the next one and then to the next one and to the next one. And like, I haven't even taken a full breath yet. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like breathe into the pose. So I'm like, we're having this discussion and she's like, I feel like that too. And I say, home is where I do yoga. I roll out my mat and that's where I do it. And that's where I can breathe 10 times in a pose if I want. And that makes me feel united with the pose and my breath. All that long story to say is that yoga was, my thing that I really loved and was so excited about and put so much energy into, in addition to skincare and stuff like that before we moved here. And like, it got drab for me, and it got like ruined. It got ruined.
I felt like
and I miss it. I miss it, to be honest. I felt
like that about the cannabis industry when the whole like dispensary legalization thing started up, and like cannabis became a fashion.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. It became
like,
a much bigger culture and fashion and everything.
Yeah, it felt weird.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing, like Mel's story and what we were talking about before. Like, one thing I love seeing, which we've been legal longer, like they don't have it in Nevada yet, and is the newer. It's been going on for a few years. Here is the solventless extraction. It's kind of like orange juice. Like you can go to the store, you can buy concentrated orange juice that you then mix with water and stuff. And I don't know how that. But now with the solvent, because it was CO2 at first, butane. And then much of it is butane extraction. So you're using chemicals to strip things from the plant, getting cannabinoids out. Now with the solventless is like making, like fresh orange juice. Like I go out,
It's fresh squeeze.
pick the oranges off to like those machines they have, and they just run it through, and you get the best cup of fucking fresh orange juice you've ever had. That's what solventless is. Basically, people are able to do it at home. I know several people.
How do you do it?
It's like I know several people there. You go down to Harbor Freight, you get one of the hydraulic presses for like 100 to 200, whatever you want. You're basically just squeezing all the cannabinoids out of the weed. You just press it until like honey. It's like honey goo that comes out of it. And they're just pressing, and that is keeping all of the cannabinoid. You're not trying to make the THC higher and remove the CBD. You're pressing what is in that plant until you're just pressing the shit out of it till all the good juices come out. And that's why I never push you to try, but someday a certain one, like a little hit of hash raw, it's like hash. It has everything in it. It's just super concentrated because you removed and the hash too. Most of the hash is solventless. There's ice hash. That was funny. Hash is great, and cannabis, the plant itself, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Apple has his pipe out on the porch. And like when I started smoking again, this is a couple weeks ago, I know that Apple's pipe is safe for me. Like
I smoke mostly indicas, and that's what Aaron likes too.
And so there was like a burnt bowl, and there was still some left. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to take a hit. And I took a hit off this bowl, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there was something.
That was heady.
Yeah, it was heady. And then the next day I was like, what was in the bowl? He's like, dude, that was a hash bowl. That's how I found out I could start smoking hash. And I was waiting.
I didn't say anything. I didn't want to give any suggestion or anything. I'm like, oh, that was hash. Like with like a question, like, how was it? I didn't want to be like, did you trip out or anything? Yeah. I was just like, oh, how well? You're like, it was awesome. And I was like, fuck yeah.
That shit was night, man. That was like, I had a 20-minute window where I could like do stuff. Yeah. And then it was like, your ass is going to sleep. Hash. It's great, man. It's amazing to be able to partake of that particular sacrament once again. It's a fucking game changer. Especially like I don't have any problem falling asleep, but my trip is like waking up several times during the night. And it's really helped with that of like,
good.
Yeah. Maybe once or twice where it was like 6 times before.
Well, that was kind of in part to Darwin.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
That took a lot
Jesus
of that
Christ,
gone.
I forgot about that.
I didn't. That you were up more than you were down in the middle of the night for a lot of months.
Fuck, for like a year.
Yeah, for a lot of times.
And then Darwin.
I started. I know. We've been missing Darwin, you guys. We've been missing Darwin so much. And we're healing still. And Aaron's still trying to show me more pets, and I'm not ready. But also, we've been getting pet love, and when I'm at work, sometimes I'll get some dog love. So
we went out to eat last night.
I'm like feeling that. I'm okay with that. I'm like able to get it and not miss it as much when other people let me pet their pets.
We went out to eat last night. We were eating outside, and this dude walked by with the cutest fucking puppy. This like little gray pit bull puppy,
little pink lips, and
wearing a little like vest, like harness thing. And the puppy stopped, and I got some puppy love last night, and I got some cat love too from Feathers. So yeah,
Feathers.
Yeah,
I got cat love. When I was just in Vegas, I house sat one night for my cousin who has 11 cats.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, yeah, bless her heart. She used to work for the like animal society, like for the shelters and stuff. And she's always had like 5 of the 11 of them. One has diabetes. One's has skin problems. She just loves taking care of animals, but that's a lot. That's
and the first one you called me and you were like, yeah, I'm going. She's got 11 cats. Or I'm here. She's got 11 cats. And I was like, first thing I said, so does the house smell just like piss?
And it didn't with the new litter boxes with the clay tablet stuff. And it goes down into a sealed drawer that you pull the thing out and you fold the pad. I mean, they've come a long way with stuff because I was expecting to like ammonia smell.
Oh, God,
and it wasn't that bad. And they have 2 air purifiers. But the pet love thing is nice to have.
When I was doing Darwin cable repair in Vegas, I would go to people's houses like that had multiple cats, and you would walk in the door and it was like being punched in the face with, with an ammonia.
And I remember that too. You kneel down to go fix something and your entire knee is soaked because they let them pee on it.
Gross.
Yeah, bad things.
Well,
no, these are well kept cats.
I mean, Adam, I hope that answers your question.
That was a long explanation.
That
gave us thanks, Adam. He gave us a good flow.
Yeah, man. So if you have questions like that, you can call 971-808-1524 and we'll play it on the show and then talk about it. If you got like a topic that you've always wanted No Simple Road to talk about and you never heard us do it, well, 971-808-1524.
I have a question.
Okay.
What makes, personally, each one of you, what makes you motivated to do something? You say you've got all the tools, you've got the mental acuity. What actually makes you do something?
Wait, what?
Like, you know what? Do you know what I mean?
I chime in with like what I've been doing, like feeling good, health, feeling good, like not. Like you can be into something and want to do it, but you don't quite have the
sometimes
capacity,
you don't. Okay, how about like working out, right? Like this is just one, but it can be anything. It could be like being creative and doing your artwork. It could be cooking. It could be buying a new pair of shoes. Like when you know you have to do something or you have to get something done, you still don't feel it. Like I have to go to bed at 8:00 and then it's 9:30 and you've got like a bowl of ice cream. Or, like I shouldn't be having this fucking bread, but it's bomb and I'm going to have it anyway. And like, you're not supposed to have it. You get, or like anything. I should wake up early. Nope. Snooze 20 times. Like what actually gets you to do the thing that's good for you or that's,
It's situational for me. Like I think the reason changes based on what the thing is.
Well, but there's got to be a motivating factor.
Right.
Like,
but I'm saying
to the action point.
It changes.
Here's the task. There's an action that needs to be had. What makes that action happen?
Well, I agree with that because sometimes tasks are easier to do. Like if I wasn't feeling well, but we're supposed to be going to see fish, I'm going to push harder to make it through that thing.
What is that? What do you mean push? That's what I'm saying. Like you're pushing.
Thing, you're really not
What's
wanting
the motivator?
To do anyway.
I get where you're coming from, Mel. I think.
What's the fire? The fuel of the action?
That's a tough question, man.
What's not so what? So what?
Well, no, I don't have an answer readily available. I'd have to think on that. Like, like I said, to me, it seems that it would be situational based on what the task is.
Yeah,
there's a different
motivator. So it would be situational what you tell yourself.
Totally, 1,000%.
But because the action is still the action, like it's still like getting up and doing.
One of them is like, I have to make money, or I want to be better at this thing, or I want to be healthy.
I don't want to do.
So, but what? Okay, then the level of importance. What creates that, and what makes you move toward that thing?
Enthusiasm. Level of enthusiasm.
Yep.
So internal joy or spark.
Being able to get yourself hyped.
It's
for
will.
it.
How do you do? How do you activate your will?
That's situational too. Like if it's something you really want to do or that's fun or is going to be gratifying to the brain or the body. It doesn't take a
whole lot of willpower.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do than that thing because everybody's a procrastinator to an extent. Like this thing I hate that I have to do for work and then you finally do it. Same thing. You got
why does that finally happen? Why does it finally happen?
Like if you're
a deadline.
Yeah, you're procrastinating on a deadline because you're going to get fucking busted if you don't follow through.
But you knew that in the beginning.
Yeah, I'll get to it, man.
Yeah, that's not as important. That's not going to be as gratifying as the fun thing that I can. And I'd say enthusiasm. Like
but the hard thing that's equally as gratifying, but maybe not as exciting.
It's harder to spark that fire, that enthusiasm.
It's again, I think will is tied to desire, right? Like you've got to mine or figure out how much you want something. It's how bad do you want the result?
You don't have to figure that out because you immediately know if something's important to you or not.
Yeah, but
there's no figuring out.
Like going to the gym as an example.
Yeah, because that's a hard one. It makes everybody feel better after they do it. It's good for your body.
But it's hard to do it for a lot of people to get started doing it.
But even to maintain it.
Yeah. And it's desire for the outcome. Right. And in magic, that's the wrong way to approach shit. You have to approach something without a lust for the result of the thing. You're doing it for the joy of doing the action.
The ritual.
Yeah. That you're doing it because of the thing. I walked on the treadmill today because I like walking, not because it's good for my blood pressure or my heart or
so
my
it's
weight.
all mental.
Yeah.
The desire, the motivation, the follow through.
I mean, all existence is mental, right? Like,
So then how do you mentally motivate yourself to an action? I've heard what you guys have said, but you still that one, like, okay, the desire.
I just fucking do it.
I fucking
get up and do it.
Every way you reframe it, I still
Yeah.
go back to the enthusiasm, like creating the want to do it, which is harder to do with tasks you don't want to do than ones that come naturally and are rewarding.
But I get where you're coming from. How do you make yourself do something you don't want to do? You just fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's called knowing you have to do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not being sarcastic, like for real. You know you have to do it. Period. I don't want to. So what, asshole?
You get
You've gotta
into
do
it,
Get
and
up and
make
go do
yourself
it.
do it.
It's like Joe Rogan says, I'm dealing with my inner bitch at that point.
Self-talk.
Yeah. I'm
And then a lot of times, even if it's a dull, boring thing, like I got to update my resume or something. And once you get into, for me, once I get into it, then it changes. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I'm excited about this. I'm getting the thing done. And when I'm
You're
done,
in the task.
yeah, and there is going to be a reward because this is going to make me look more awesome.
well, and we're also
Something.
we're talking ourselves out of doing shit because of past reference experience.
Well, and that the talking yourself in or out of things takes time from the actual action of the thing.
Yeah. And I think for me, when that inner monologue stops is when I do it. At least with a lot of things. Like when I finally am just like, just fucking do it. Then that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm not talking, oh fuck, I can wait till tomorrow.
So you almost have to be mean to yourself about it.
I have to not let myself get away with being a bitch with certain stuff.
So you got to be Harvey about it.
I saw, this is a paraphrase, a quote from your favorite person, Anthony Bourdain. But he said, there's a guy that lives inside my head that wants to smoke pot all day, lay on the couch and watch cartoons and listen to music. My entire life is figuring out how to subvert that guy. Totally. That's it. My entire thing is trying to get around that guy and go do the shit I need to do. And I completely relate to that sentence.
You still gotta love that guy once in a while.
Oh yeah,
Give
that guy's
him room.
dope too. There's room.
Keeps
There's
you
room in this
grounded.
head for everybody.
That's his ambition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's crushing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's discussion on. I don't know, what did we talk about?
We talked about breaking through mental barriers
Healing.
in psychedelics, healing mental parts of yourself. We talked about, well, and I guess it kind of still goes with the mental theme, is like figuring out your motivator in the actual action portion of
Yeah.
the task,
Mental
not
health.
just like, oh, I want to do this thing and it's in your head like a desire, but it's actually like, I am doing this thing. Like I've got my tools and I'm working on that right exact moment. Like what takes you from thought to action.
Speaking of thought to action, go visit shoptourbus.com. They are the online lot's greatest purveyor of Grateful Dead inspired merch, and they sponsor No Simple Road. So if you like No Simple Road and you like t-shirts and hats and hoodies that are dope, go to shoptourbus.com, put in the promo code No Simple Road, all one word. When you check out, you're going to get free shipping and you're going to get cool shit, man. So go
And
support our fam.
prepare to be comfortable. I'm wearing my Lazy Lightning right now, and it is the softest, nicest t-shirt.
Speaking of being comfortable, head on over to modernradianceoregon.com and come visit me in Lake Oswego 2 relax or to beautify or to feel good. Learn about your skin, get in the bed, let your cares drift away, get massaged, get poked and prodded in all the perfect ways. Come out feeling restored, rejuvenated, refreshed. modernradianceoregon.com.
Also, if you're down and you're here in the Oregon, Portland area, our brother Cody James has just reopened or grand opened or soft opened the Paddle Shack.
The Paddle Shack, Scappoose Bay.
Go up to Scappoose Bay, get yourself in a kayak on a nice calm bay, paddle around, fish jumping out of the water, cranes, birds flying. You can go fishing. Go check out Cody. You can go to the Paddle Shack -sb.com and you can reserve your kayaks online. You don't got to pay for it up front, but you do a reservation, the whole thing.
They have a retail center so that you can actually buy a kayak if you want, stand-up paddle boards, vests,
And
all kinds of stuff.
We're actually going there right now.
Yeah, we are. We're going to go celebrate him and the October opening of the Paddle Shack. All of these things we mentioned, Paddle Shack, Modern Radiance Oregon, and
Shop Tour Bus.
These are all mom and pops. These are all shops that people that we know have created. So support your local small business.
Yeah, man. Far out.
We're a local small business.
We
No
are.
Simple Road.
Speaking of which, go to patreon.com/No Simple Road. Support No Simple Road. We need money, y'all. So that's how you get it to us. Or you can buy us a cup of coffee. Go to PayPal and
Like coffee.
the address is nosimpleroad@gmail.com on PayPal.
The last thing I want to mention is if your thing is prayer, sending good vibes, giving people some love from afar, I would like you to put Ian love into your hemisphere. And our brother from Family Mystic is having some, health issues right now. And he actually reached out and has been getting such love from the community, the musical community. But I also wanted to extend that to No Simple Road listeners. You may have listened to these two awesome podcasts with Family Mystic, actually two of my favorite podcasts we've ever done.
For reals.
And if you've ever met or know love, the smile in his eyes is constant.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably the most sweetest human being that we've ever had the privilege of having in our home. And so these medical things are pretty scary and he needs some just love. If you can provide something financial, if you can provide some, like I said, good vibes, that is all we're asking. So just think about that. And we appreciate it.
Give
in
love
advance.
some love.
And hey, after you give love some love, tell somebody you love about No Simple Road.
And it's my birthday month.
And everybody wish Mel a happy birthday month.
Happy birthday, Audrey.
All right, everybody. We will be back next week with more stuff and things. Until then, take care of each other, smile at a stranger, safety third, hydrate. And yeah,
send out that love.
Treat your relationship with cannabis right.
Free your mind. Love y'all. Peace.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell it means been the earth. And alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient. Or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 Windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
This is Lawrence Lanahan, journalist, musician, and host of Rearranged, an Osiris Media podcast about music arranging. Once a song is written, arrangers make musical decisions that shape how we end up hearing the song. And we're not just talking about adding orchestral accompaniment like horns and strings, or doing a cover version of a song. Arrangement can be putting happy music over dark lyrics, using samples, recording all acoustic, even tiny decisions like putting an electronic loop into an acoustic song to draw your attention to an important turn of phrase. It's all arranging. Rearranged episodes are documentary essays where I use arrangements to answer some big questions like what is a song? And what can a song become? And how can the sound of a song change the meaning you take from it? Listening this way has changed my relationship with music. Tune into Rearranged, and maybe it'll happen for you too. Learn more at rearrangedpodcast.com.
Osiris.